Did you watch the Super Bowl? Or did you just watch the commercials? Whether or not you're a football fan, you have to admit that the players in the Super Bowl give it everything they've got. They're not giving a little bit of effort, they're giving their best. And most of those players have been training, prepping, lifting weights, working really hard for years. And that's just to make it to the NFL, let alone to make it to the Super Bowl. You don't get to the NFL unless you're willing to shape your whole life around football, to sacrifice everything else to be the best you can be as a football player. What if we started thinking about the mission God has given us in the same way? What would it look like if we really organized our entire lives around doing whatever we can, doing whatever we have to do to reflect and share the love and the life of Jesus with the people around us? What if we dared to give God our best energy, our best focus, our best commitment? What could we accomplish together? I want you to meet Brad and Kelley. They've been a part of the Bayou Church for 27 years, and for many of those years, they've given their best to serve our kids. Take a look at their story.
So Kelley and I dated a few years before we got married, and I was not going to church at all, probably part of that C&E club that you hear those terms around the Bayou. Christmas and Easter going, and that was about it. But when I started dating Kelley, I was very attracted to her going to church on a regular basis. And when we got married, we were still going to church on a regular basis, but just looking for something more. We wanted to make friends, we wanted to get involved, we wanted to meet other couples our age.
I had two coworkers that attended church here, and they were actually doing a special event. They were putting on a play. And one of my coworkers was in the play and invited us.
And we just loved it. We jumped in head first. Everything that the Bayou was talking about then, it was a good fit for us. It was perfect. We have lifelong friendships. It's been definitely the best thing we've ever done. I tell people it's like the DNA of the Bayou is all over us and our kids. It's just who we are. I couldn't imagine life without the Bayou.
And so when we got involved here and started really learning the Word, we both just, I think, realized this is something that we can apply to our life today. And it became a lifestyle. And that's one of the things we were searching for, and that's one of the things how we wanted to raise our girls.
I feel like the Bayou is kind of what Jesus talks about. I've come to give you life and life more abundantly. We have that joy, peace, happiness, but joy of just we're fulfilled. We know God's got us here for a reason. It's a big benefit in our life, and we're able to help others as well. We've always given, and we know how important that is, and it's biblical. But sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we feel like we're not going to have enough. But God has provided for our family. And we know that the giving and the generosity is a big part of it. Sometimes I look at the amounts we give or what we've done financially for our church here at the Bayou, and I'm like, I can't believe we were able to achieve that. Yeah, generosity could be financial, it could be time, and to be able to support the Bayou and everything that it does, all the different ministries, and to see how it can help other people. It's nice to know that you can be a part of that.
It can be difficult, but we know that it's a blessing, and we know it's something that God's called us to do, and that we have to do it out of faith. We were asked to be small group leaders for the 5th graders. And Brad's been leading the boys and I've been leading the girls for the last 10 years. And our girls started getting a little bit more involved in also serving. They quickly, as they were age appropriate, they became small group leaders. Part of it, seeing those kids that we've taught, for the last 10 years, and to see that new generation of kids and to pour into them, and to know that they're the future, not only of our church, but of our community. That's one of the places that we like to work and see that it's fulfilling for us, but also seeing the growth that our church is getting?
This is our second campaign, or the second, if you will, building campaign. I remember we were here when we went through the campaign to build this church in the building that we're in now, and they tore down the old A-frame that Kelley and I were baptized in, and that was a big step for us at that time. And we were a smaller congregation, not as big as we are now. And we didn't know, we knew we were asked to help financially, commit to certain things, but we didn't know. We just knew what we were involved with then, that smaller church, that congregation, and it had been like that for a while. But now we can look back and we see with this facility and what that campaign has done all these years later. And it's exciting to see the impact that it's made on this community, what it's done for the kids that we've served. It's exciting to see what we're going to be able to do for the next generation.
In our last session, we talked about how God can take the things that may seem insignificant to us and turn them into a miracle. In this session, we're going to think about what it might look like to give God our best, to be willing to sacrifice and work hard and love well and give God our best effort and energy. The people who built the Bayou Church were willing to give and sacrifice so the church we love could exist today. What will we be willing to give to build on their legacy to shape the future and reach more people in Acadiana? God is worthy of our best, and you can't put a price tag on the reward we will receive when we give our best to Him together. Welcome to Week 4 of Decades.